Hello, my darlings. Like I'm so over DR. I know I shouldn't say that, but um I just got this link to a YouTuber who was talking about the DR thing from last week, and she had been on to them from the beginning. I got sort of suckered in because I'm completely naive like that, and gullible, which is just annoying. But what they did was they just turned my stomach from DR completely. And then I realized as wrote I wrote about it just now in the community section of the blog of the YouTube channel, where I have um, this piece here about the DR thing. Um, I realized that just as I typed that 9 minutes ago, that wow, that's exactly what they wanted. And it worked, where they wanted to mess it up, create a nasty, disgusting, toxic mess of it, and make everybody feel sick, make people like me who were encouraging DIOR and the Sussexes to come together with a deal to hate DIOR, and to get DIOR to see the Sussexes as completely toxic and just basically, quote unquote, F up the deal, F up any potential deal, because there was no deal. I mean, it was just it was a flirtation. It's like you meet a guy or a girl, whatever you are, what you're into, and you like each other, and you're kind of just, getting to know one another, and some wicked person pretending to be a frenemy, or maybe a friend who's jealous for whatever their reasons, or maybe a full-fledged enemy, whatever, sees the potential in this little budding romance and just says something to you or to your inner circles to completely discredit the person or one of the persons in this little budding romance and totally destroy it. And then only 20 years later, 30 years later, whatever it is, when you're old and you can't even, like, it doesn't matter anymore, you realize, oh my God, that was a deliberate, sabotage of a relationship that I could have had, kind of thing. I know I sound like, something like that happened to me. No, not really. But I know that that impulse that people can have sometimes. And sometimes it's well-meaning people too who, just give you bad advice. That's possible. I mean, advices for Meghan and Harry. I mean, you can give someone bad advice even though you meant to give good advice. All things are possible. And that is why it's so important for people to have a mind of their own, to know what they want for themselves and not to listen to everybody else, because everybody else could be wrong for you, right? And you need to know you. You need to know what you want. You need to know your limits. You need to know your needs. You need to know your boundaries, your standards, no matter what anybody says, right? And this is true in your personal life. It's true in your professional life as well, because people will mess you up with their good intentions. And you know what they say about the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Imagine what happens with bad intentions, right? Because these people really turned my mind away from DIOR. Like I couldn't even look, I couldn't say the word DIOR until like today. Like, I mean, I'm so turned off. And I really was loving the brand, just the idea, the fantasy of it. And they just poisoned that well completely for me. But you know what? I think that thankfully, not everybody is as dramatic as I am, where I turn off and I'm sickened and I'm disgusted and I just turn off. I block, I throw everything out. I'm done. It's over. Get away. You don't exist. Not everybody is like that. And I think that their best laid plans may have worked with me. Like I'm just like over it. But we don't know, what ideas could be swimming in other people's minds because of this, because it's a big world and there are many different types of people, many different types of brands, many different type of companies and organizations. And some people are watching and thinking that was really nasty what they did, the tabloid publications. It was mean-spirited. It was uncalled for. It was intentional to set Meghan up for a smear campaign of like, oh, she was rejected and humiliated by DIOR when nothing at all had ever been on the table. And they knew it. You see, it's one thing to make a mistake, right? But it's another thing to know what you're doing and to intentionally do something to hurt others. This is never a good idea, right? So that all said, it's not to say that either Meghan and Harry or DIOR are thinking of anything at all, because clearly they're not at this point. But it is to say that there are many, many other deals and possibilities. And I think that Meghan and Harry have a bright future ahead. And I've learned a lesson. I've learned several lessons with this one. And one is that I'm over, as I said, I'm over any publications coming out of the UK and Australia. I am done. Like I don't care. I don't want anything to do with it, right? I trust absolutely nothing, which is probably a little bit extreme, but it's just how I feel. Like I now cannot separate truth from fiction, so therefore I want nothing at all to do with any of it. Anyway, that's that for this one. I wish you a beautiful day, whoever you are. God bless you. And see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.